of Louisville. Obviously, this is a historic day for the university, and we're very excited. And to tell you more about the great news we have is our board chair, Mary Nixon.
Thank you, John, and thank you all for being here. I'm thrilled to stand up here today and announce that the Board of Directors has selected and appointed Dr. Kim Schatzel as the 19th President of the University of Louisville. Before I tell you about Kim, I want to take a minute and do a few thank yous. First, I want to thank the faculty, the staff, the students, and this community for your support and patience while we went through this very planful and thoughtful process to select the next leader of the University of Louisville. I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Raymond Burse. Where's Raymond? Oh, hi, Raymond. Who led the ad hoc search committee. He and his committee brought us incredible candidates for the Board of Trustees to consider. We all got a shock last December when Dr. Bendapudi resigned unexpectedly, particularly our leadership team, some of which had not been with us very long. So a very special thank you goes, and the community owes a great debt of gratitude to Dr. Lori Gonzalez and the leadership team for staying the course. Lori had only been here about 8 months when we asked her to take the reins, and she and her leadership team, I think we can all agree, has done a fabulous job of keeping this university moving forward. So when I step back and think about when we were developing the leadership profile for the next president of UofL, you told us you wanted someone committed to the university and committed to this community and committed to our cardinal principles, and that would be here for the long haul. You told us you wanted a leader who would appreciate and promote the great things this university already does, but push us to do more. You told us you wanted someone committed to equity, diversity, and inclusion, both in increasing our faculty diversity and to close the equity gap in our retention and graduation rates. You told us you wanted someone that would engage the constituents in new and different ways to increase the resources available for the university to be able to invest in its strategic priorities. And we found that person in Dr. Kim Schatzel. Dr. Schatzel had a successful business career before finding her calling in higher education. She comes to us from Towson University, where she's been serving as president since 2016. There she has received recognition and rewards for growing Towson's enrollment, where it is now the fastest growing university in the state of Maryland, for garnering close to $1 billion in capital and infrastructure investments for the university, and being a national leader in student success. Not only increasing the graduation rate, but Towson is one of the few universities in the nation where Blacks, Latinx, and Pell-eligible students have the exact same graduation rate, and some even better as the rest of the student population. Her collaboration with the university constituents, the Maryland business community, the Maryland legislature has resulted in significant strides in the impact Towson has had on the greater Baltimore region in the state of Maryland. Kim and Trevor Isles, her husband, have had a big impact. Trevor, as I thought it was first man, but it's first dude, has been a lecturer in the Towson School of Business and served on numerous boards in this community. He had a successful business career as well before he broached into academia. Kim and Trevor will now bring their high energy and love of community to the University of Louisville and the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Kim Schatzel, the 19th President of the University of Louisville, and her husband, Trevor Isles. Kim?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Trevor and I are thrilled to be here. I want to begin by saying how humbled and honored I am to be given the opportunity to serve this great institution. I want to thank Chair Nixon and the Board of Trustees, as well as Vice Chair Burse, and members of the Presidential Search Committee for their tireless and immense dedication to the success of this university, as well as to the inclusive process of selecting the next leader to serve the University of Louisville. I especially want to thank Dorian Brown. Dorian, good to see you again. A junior here at U of L, majoring in communications, and the current president of the SGA. Dorian served as the student representative on the Presidential Search Committee, and with a full load of classes, SGA leadership responsibilities, and the enormous amount of time required to serve on the search committee, well, Dorian, you are to be commended. When we first met, you gave me the insight into the incredible caliber of the students that are here at the University of Louisville. And for that, I am very, very grateful. I also want to express my great appreciation to Dr. Lori Gonzalez. Lori, where are you? For providing outstanding leadership to U of L over the past year as interim president. You led with such clarity in a time of anxiety for this university, and you moved it forward. And for that, we are all very grateful. Please give her a round of applause. And as I shared with Lori, the most important relationship on a university campus is between the president and the provost, and I can't tell you how thrilled I am to have you as a partner. So thank you. I also want to offer my deepest gratitude to the Regents of the University System of Maryland, Chair Linda Gooden, Chancellor Jay Perman, for all the support that they have given me and Towson University in the nearly 7 years I've served as its president. And to the leadership team and all the faculty, staff, alumni, and most importantly, the students of Towson University, I cannot say thank you enough, and know TU will always have a special place in my heart. Today is a very, very special day for me and my husband of 39 years, Trevor Isles. Hey, how you doing, Trev? We are thrilled to become part of Card Nation and all the outstanding opportunities that the ACC and Cardinal Athletics brings to our university. Although they call New York and North Carolina home, Trevor and I are also bringing along 5 more members of our family to Card Nation. Our son Matt, daughter-in-law Katie, and their son, our 2-year-old grandson Forrest. Also our daughter Katie. Yes, we have 2 Katies in our family. Her husband Carson, and in January they're expecting their first child, our second grandchild, a girl. Trevor and I got to meet some students when we visited campus a couple of weeks ago. We made a point to arrive a day early in advance of the interview with the trustees. We landed in Louisville on a very cold and wintry day. Remember a couple of weeks ago, the Saturday, there was snow? We showed up. It was like, is this really Louisville? There's snow on the ground. So we landed on a very cold and wintry day, and we made our way to campus. It was, as I said, really cold, about 30 degrees, so there were not many people wandering around campus. But we did get the chance to eat at the Ville Grill, go to the campus store, and walk around the campus. I asked students what kind of a university U of L was and how their experience was here as students. I said I was looking out for my niece who was thinking of coming here. They shared what a diverse and friendly place the campus was, and that the staff was incredibly helpful to them. They said the faculty were real experts in their field and totally committed to outstanding teaching. They said the faculty really cared, and that they had heard that that was not the case at a lot of other universities. They shared that they were not the first person in their family to go to U of L, and that for many, it was a family tradition. They said that they were so proud of being a Card, loved U of L sports, and thought that their experience had been amazing. They also said that Jack Harlow visits sometime, and that the Derby is really big here. In short, it was an incredible visit, and the students taught me a lot about the University of Louisville. and its strong commitment to student success. Their energy and their enthusiasm, well, it was boundless. You should know that Trevor and I are both first-generation college students. My mother, Elizabeth Kern, was born in 1917, the oldest of 6 children of Irish immigrants that came to New York. In 1929, her father went out one day and never came back, leaving my grandmother to fend for herself and her 6 children. My mother dropped out of school at the age of 12 to clean houses with my grandmother, and together they supported the family. My dad was the son of German immigrants and went to work after high school, again, to support their family. They both instilled in me the value of education, and there was no buts in my household growing up that you were going to get a college degree. So I am a first-generation college student, just like 1 out of 3 U of L students today. I see myself in them, and I am a real-life example of the transformative power of higher education, all in 1 generation. I hope that when I visit with our students, cheer with our students, listen to their musical performances, and applaud their plays, when they share their research and share their art with me, I hope they see themselves in me, and that they too can and should aspire to be the president of a premier metropolitan research university. A premier metropolitan research university that advances excellence in discovery, teaching and learning, innovation, health sciences, student success, diversity, equity, and inclusion, the arts and athletics, all the while serving as a powerful anchor institution for the city of Louisville and the Commonwealth of Kentucky, all the while serving the public good. I came to this role from a different path than most, having spent almost 20 years in the private sector and as an entrepreneur. That experience taught me that leadership is a team sport, especially when it comes to such a complex and innovative organization like the University of Louisville. So I'm making a promise right here and now to all of my colleagues on campus, the students, alumni, donors, elected leaders, businesses, and all our community partners. I will come knocking on your door, and I will ask that we join together and that we work together to expand U of L's already tremendous impact and address the great challenges of the globe today, such as climate change, global conflict, health and economic disparities, a future that is certain to include more catastrophic pandemics, sustainability, and the growing impact of mental health issues and chronic disease. This list, of course, is incomplete, but it demonstrates why this great institution matters, not just to the city of Louisville, not just to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, but to the world. Only a place of research and learning like the University of Louisville, with its outstanding faculty, dedicated staff, generous supporters, incredible students, and accomplished alumni, only a university like U of L can address the world's greatest challenges by creating new knowledge, deepen and broaden its impact as an anchor institution for the city of Louisville and the Commonwealth of Kentucky, couple its research enterprise with outstanding instruction and support to ensure inclusive success for all of U of L students. I am so very honored to be given this opportunity of a lifetime to serve this most remarkable institution. Thank you very much, and go Cards.
Questions from the media?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The trustees had said previously that they were looking for a president who was willing to make a long-term commitment to U of L, and that they defined that as something like 7 to 10 years. Are you willing to make that commitment to U of L, and how should we think about your age in that process? That would envision you working into your 70s, I believe, if I've got my information correct.
Well, thanks for pointing that out. So, first of all, I want to make it real clear, you're stuck with me. This is a fabulous institution. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Everything that I've described about this institution just completely resonates with me. I also know to make the kind of transformational change that everyone wants to participate in the campus, it takes time. So I'm committed for that time frame. I also want to tell you that I signed up for the Derby half marathon. I ran a half marathon last year in 2 hours and 19 minutes at the age of 65. So if you all want to join my team, come on, keep running with me. So I'll be okay in my 70s.
Thank you.
Okay.
What do you see, what's your plan to increase enrollment and the graduation rate here at the University of Louisville?
Well, the first thing that I need to do is just ask a lot of questions. I really can't answer with specifics at this point, but I do want to be able to ask more questions and learn more about it. This is an incredibly attractive university for a variety of students, so I want to be able to understand what our enrollment strategy is right now, what we can do to make investments to possibly enhance it. With the national reputation of this institution, to be able to expand our applicant pool is something to be able to consider. But right now, my big thing that I want to be able to do is just learn as much as possible and how I can support the efforts that are already in place.
You've had a lot of success at your previous job, according to your bio, about diversity, equity, and inclusion. How confident are you that that can translate here, and what will you do to make that happen?
So I am absolutely confident that it's going to translate, and part of it is the fact that I've talked to the students, the faculty, and the staff, and the commitment they have to inclusive student success. What we've done at my previous institution, it's a combination of high tech and high touch. There's very specific programs that are already been started here, so I'm really looking forward to work for everybody to do that. And it's very, very important that all students with all identities and all demographics thrive inclusively on this campus and could succeed and realize their fullest potential. And I'm making a commitment, and I know everybody joins me in making that commitment.
This is obviously university education is first and foremost, but the athletic programs at this university mean as much to this town as an NBA team would mean to others. Where do you stand on athletics, and how involved do you plan to be involved in that?
I absolutely fully support athletics, both from the fact that, as I said, I talked to the students when I was on campus, and one of the things they love about this campus is the pride that the athletics brings to the U of L, as well as the reputation that it provides. So I'm thrilled to be part of a university and a conference where athletics at that performance level is there. So I'm looking forward to jumping feet first into being able to do that and support our Department of Athletics and our fine ADs and coaches and their staff and players.
You have a couple of months now to think about your first day on campus. Are there some things that you want to tackle day one? Are there some changes that you would want to make immediately? When I've transitioned into new positions, one of the things that I've always done is to make sure that I have a listening tour. And that should take the fact that I'm going to spend a few weeks talking to as many people as possible, asking them what do they want to tell me, what questions should I be asking, if they were in my shoes, what would they want to know, and I'll learn a lot from being able to do that, as well as just be able to get to know my leadership team, as well as the deans, the faculty around campus, and of course spending time with the students themselves. So I'm on a discovery tour probably for the first 30 to 45 days to be able to understand that. I want to meet with community members, I want to meet with business leaders, legislative and elected officials, to be able to learn as much as I can about the community that I plan to spend at least 10 years in. So I'll look forward to that.
Given what's happened in the city in years previous with racial unrest. I have a question for Board Chair Nixon now, if that's okay. With the future, when moving forward with this, how much pressure did the board feel to find someone that could, I guess, ease some of that civil unrest, knowing that diversity is obviously a top priority? Was there pressure to find the right president for that? And was there pressure to make sure that, quite frankly, a white person could do it?
Yes, no, I think, when we did our position profile, clearly one of the things we heard from this community in the listening tours was that this university can have an impact way beyond our campus across the rest of the city, and that this city needed some healing, and that we needed somebody that clearly not only was committed, but had proven in their previous roles that they could take action and move the needle on diversity, equity, and inclusion. So it was a very high priority for the Board of Trustees and the search committee.
President Schatzel, how much are you going to be paid, and will your pay package include any money from the University Foundation?
I think the details of the compensation package, this is in the contract that's going to be released, and the details, this is coming from the university itself, not from the foundation, is my understanding.
Anyone else? Mark?
This kind of plays off Sean's questions. Could you talk a little bit about what you did at Towson to make it a more diverse and inclusive place, and how some of those things might transfer to U of L?
Sure. Towson University, so 60% of the minority enrollment growth over the past 5 years for the university system in Maryland occurred at Towson University. 30% of our students are black, 57% of our students are underrepresented minorities. Now that mirrors the demographics of Maryland, which became a minority-majority state in the 2020 census. Part of it was recruitment, part of it was to be able to create a sense of belonging within the campus itself, as well as to make the fact that inclusion and institutional equity was a priority for everyone on the campus. I created the first vice president of inclusion and institutional equity on the campus itself, as well as the first in Maryland. We put together a diversity strategic plan that we launched last year. So it's many, many details that have to go in place. But the first and most important thing is to make a commitment to the fact that you want inclusive excellence on a campus, that all students, inclusive of all demographics and all identities, thrive inclusively, and that they succeed at the institution itself. So that's my commitment.
You mentioned that you were going to kind of go on a listening tour, kind of get a feel for the campus. But as far as the current interim, or I guess outgoing interim president, Dr. Gonzalez, do you see her having a role with the university going forward?
Oh, absolutely. Lori's stepping into the provost and executive vice president of academic affairs role, and as I said, I'm really looking forward to having her be a partner with me. Really looking forward to it. She's done a fabulous job, and I can't think of a better person that I'd like to be working with.
Come on, up front, Erica.
Try to follow up with a non-insulting question. Just plainly, can you tell us what you think your 2 or 3 goals or priorities for this university are, as you understand it today?
Preeminence. What I would do is start with preeminence. I really believe in excellence as a goal. This institution has great foundations. It's nationally and internationally known. It has the resources and the talent to be able to achieve great things and answer the questions that we've said. I wanted to have a preeminent reputation in research, in teaching and learning, in the arts, and in athletics. And I believe that we will be able to accomplish that working together.
How do you define preeminence?
How do I define preeminence? When somebody looks to you as a role model, when somebody looks at your best practices as an institution and they see if they want to know what excellence is in those areas, that they know that they're going to look at the University of Louisville. That's how you define preeminence.
Anyone else?
Yeah, my last question would just be, I see in your, looking at your bio, you do have a history of working with the University of Maryland Medical System, St. Joseph Medical Center. Working with UofL Health, obviously, has got to be a big part of this job. Tell me about what you look forward to that and what maybe you would hope to do with them moving forward.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I have about 12, 15 years in terms of working with major medical systems, serving on their boards. I currently serve on the board of University of Maryland St. Joseph Medical Center. I see it as a tremendous opportunity to be able to marry our R2 and community engaged classifications. When we're talking about the fact that it's an anchor institution, when you look at an academic medical center, there's issues of health disparities that we could be addressing for our community, research surrounding that, also affording the opportunity for our students to engage in just really rich student experiences in terms of research there. So it's one of the first things on my list to learn more about and to ask questions about, and I'm thrilled with being able to have that opportunity. And again, it differentiates us in terms of a university to have those facilities and have that types of programming and opportunities as well.
Anyone else? Last call. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, everyone.